Today is the 22nd of April, which including today means there are 9 days left of this month. I went to have a look at my TBR to see how I was doing. Turns out not very well. I have 9 books left to read. So we are going to try and read as many of these 9 books in the 9 days that we have left of this month as possible and see how we go. The books I have left to read are Skyshade by Alex Astor, Wildside by Elsie Silver, Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mehra, The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, The Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli, You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle, A Queen of Fuse and Chaos by K.A. Tucker, and The Throne of Broken Gods by Amber Nicole. I'm not delusional enough to think that I'm going to get through all of these books in the 9 days, but I'm going to give it a good go. I am actually about 45% through The Throne of Broken Gods by Amber Nicole. That's the second book in the Book of Azrael series. I started that when I was in Australia. However, it's just taking me such a long time to read. It is a long book. I think it's like 700 to 800 pages, something like that. And the pages are just like long. There just seems to be a lot of words. It seems to take ages to make any progress. So that is like a current read. I'm probably going to switch things up and jump into a different book right now. So I really need to get some momentum going. So I think I'm either going to start with The Housemaid's Secret or Wildside. Those seem like good books that I should be able to fly through quite quickly. I'm just going to see which one I'm in the mood to read when it comes to picking up a book. So wish me luck and let's get into it. You can feel your heartbreak. You're on the wrong day. What you will lose. What will you choose? It's 10 to 10. I actually really have not done that much reading today, but I'm 26% through this book already, which is 75 pages. I love how quick and easy Frida McFadden books are to read. The chapters are so short, they're so bingeable, and you just find yourself flying through it even though you feel like you've hardly been reading. And that I am loving. I haven't read a thriller in a while and I'm getting good vibes from this one. It's very similar to The Housemaid. Obviously this is the sequel and we are following our main character from the first book in this one, and I'm enjoying it so far, but I am now gonna get ready for bed and hopefully do a little bit more reading in bed. The place is loud, but yeah, you cut through the noise. I wish I knew what you were thinking of. One last drink before it's time to go home. I finished The Housemaid's Secret last night. I really enjoyed this. I will say, for a thriller, the twists weren't really twisting. Nothing was a major shock, but I was just enjoying the time. I think that the pacing was so good. Similar to probably in The Housemaid. I can't quite remember because that was a long time ago. But I feel like that was similar where like the plot twists weren't massive. Actually, there was a plot twist that kind of got me in The Housemaid. This one, not so much. Everything kind of made sense and was exactly what I was expecting to happen, but I still had a really good time with it anyway because I just think it was so well paced and it was a thrilling story. Like, I wanted to know what was going to happen, even though I kind of knew what was going to happen. I still just really enjoyed reading it. So I think I'm going to give it 3.5 stars, which feels low for a book that I honestly didn't want to put down, but it feels like this was the kind of book that was here for a good time, not a long time, if that makes sense. Like, I just enjoyed flying through it. The chapters were so short, it was like 2 minutes per chapter, and yeah, I'm happy that I have finally read it and I'm definitely going to finish the series and read The Housemaid is watching in the next couple of months, I guess. In terms of my next read, I think I'm going to go for another Kindle read. Oh, actually, one moment. I said one moment and I realised my Kobo is actually downstairs, but I have some library holds for some of the books on my TBR that are like supposed to be coming in pretty soon, and I'm just wondering if they have, because that could be an option to read. For example, I'm mainly thinking of Apprentice to the Villain. No, okay. I'm first in line, but it's not ready yet. Okay, so we won't read Apprentice to the Villain. I think I'm going to maybe read Wildside because that's another fast-paced book. Or I could go back into The Throne of Broken Gods, which I'm 45% through. I'm just not really feeling like reading that one right now, so I think I'm going to go for Wildside. I've definitely heard mixed things about this one. I think that people haven't necessarily liked it as much as others in the series. I didn't love Wild Love, but I loved Wild Eyes. So I don't know, we'll see how this one goes, but Elsie Silver books are always really good and easy ones to fly through, and I feel like at the start of this period where I'm trying to finish my TBR, like I want to get through books quickly to like just feel some positivity. That will just help motivate me to keep going, because I've been in a reading slump recently and that was the quickest that I've read a book in a very long time. So I feel like we need to keep up with that momentum. So Wild Side is what we're going to go with. I am now 16% through Wild Side, which is page 66. And I thought I would at least just tell you maybe what this is about. I'm not gonna lie, we're starting out on a pretty somber note. Tabitha's sister has recently died and she has a 3-year-old son. The sister basically had a long-standing history with addiction and that is how she died. So Tabitha wants to now take care of her sister's son, who she has a very good relationship with. But according to the will, his legal guardian should actually be Reese, and Reese was Tabitha's sister's landlord. And Tabitha and Reese do not like each other, and that seems to be because the sister has told them things about each other that perhaps are not necessarily true, so they have very bad ideas of each other and they don't really agree on what the best thing is for the son, and so they're basically squabbling a little bit with each other and trying to work out how they are going to move forward and what is going to be the best thing to do for this little boy. I'm not really sure what the plot of the actual romance is. I haven't read the blurb for this book. I never read blurbs for books, so I don't actually know where this is going, but I will say for now it's pretty sad and somber, like I said, and also our characters hate each other. Like, they really are enemies, and the way that they talk to each other, like, they really hate each other. And I actually am enjoying the fact that, so our male main character, Reese, is definitely grumpy, and often when we have like a grumpy male main character, we obviously have a sunshine female main character. And although Tabitha seems to be quite nice to other people, I think we've not really seen much of it yet, but I wouldn't say she's sunshine, but she like is perfectly nice to other people. But to Reese, she is horrible. Like, she is worse to him than he is to her, to be honest. And I'm liking that because like together they're kind of like grumpy, they're both being assholes to each other, and that's something that you don't really see that often, I feel like. I just feel like their dynamic currently is not something that I have seen a lot of before, and it's a lot and it's kind of hard to root for them, but at the same time I like enemies to lovers and I'm here for the tension, and I'm here for them to hate each other. I do not want them to instantly fall in love. I'm not here for that. So yeah, we will see how it goes. As I said, I have heard very mixed things about this book in particular, and to be honest, I myself have mixed feelings about Elsie Silver books. I think out of all the books that I've read from her, I have 2 5-stars, and the rest are honestly mainly like 3 stars or under. But as I said, I can at least always count on them to hopefully be quicker reads. I think this is like 400 pages. As I said, I'm 60 pages through and I honestly have not really spent that much time reading today. So hopefully I can make some quick progress this evening after my dinner, and also fingers crossed that this is a good one for me. We're not doing very well, guys. It is day 5 and I am only up to 23% of Wild Side. I have hardly read anything in the last 48 hours because I've been busy editing. I actually hate to be so British, but it's a bit too hot. Listen, as we know, I'm not at home, okay? There's mess. I don't have a wardrobe here. Please forgive me. Yesterday I managed to finish Wild Side by Elsie Silver, and I also started my next book. But first, to talk about Wild Side, I am giving it 3 stars. It was okay, I would say. Yeah, it was okay. Definitely not my favourite Elsie Silver book. Also, not my least favourite Elsie Silver book. It just felt a little bit meh, like I wasn't totally invested, but it was fine. I didn't hate my time reading it, if that makes sense. I think that our male main character being a professional wrestler, yeah, that's not really my type. like that didn't do it for me, and I kind of like checked out as soon as we found that out. So that was that. Also, it took me longer than I had hoped to read that book. I thought I would read it in 1 day, 1.5 days, max 2 days. I think it took me 3 days maybe to read it. So I have today and then 1 more day left of this challenge. Tonight I started The Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. This is the second book to The Crimson Moth or The Heartless Hunter if you're in the US. It's just a duology, so this is the second and last book. I loved The Crimson Moth. I gave it 5 stars. I don't know why it's taken me so long to pick this up because I think this came out in February, I want to say. And it's just taken me a long time to get around to it for some reason. As we know, I've been in a little bit of a slump. That's probably why. And I was worried that I was in a fantasy slump because fantasy books just have not been hitting for me recently, other than Lightlark. However, picking this up, I was straight back in there. I absolutely loved it. I think I'm very in like an easy fantasy mood, like YA fantasy, which I think this is upper YA. It's definitely written very YA, but then it has some elements to it that are maybe not quite so YA. So I'd class it as upper YA. I am wearing shorts if it looks like I'm naked and flashing you. I'm actually not. Why can't I focus today? I'm enjoying this. I am only up to page 59, chapter 9, but honestly I think this is going to be a really quick one to read, so hopefully I'll get some good time reading today and we should get a good chunk of this book done today. I'm hopeful because I'm enjoying it. I can't really tell you what this book is about because that would give major spoilers. It's a witchy fantasy romance between a witch and a witch hunter, is what I will say. And it's set in like Victorian style England. I don't know if that's true, but it's definitely like an old period in time with fancy balls and socialites and things like that. And I love that side of it. I love the witch hunter dynamic. I'm enjoying it and I'm excited to keep reading it today. Let's make sure that I do.
You can feel your heart rate. You're on the wrong way. What you will lose. What will you choose? You're chasing all the highs.
We're on the last day for this video. Have I read anywhere close to 9 books? No. But to be fair to me, and I know you don't want to hear it, I have been really busy. There's been a lot going on. So it is what it is. I'm still happy though that I have focused in on my TBR for the end of the month because I literally was just not reading from my TBR at all at the start of the month and throughout most of the month. So these last 9 days, at least I have focused in on my TBR and we've got a few done, okay? I am now up to page 235, oh hello, of The Rebel Witch, or is it just Rebel Witch? The Rebel Witch. And I am just loving this. I think I said in my last update when I'd started this, I was really enjoying it and I still am. I love it. I love the romance in this book so much and I feel like it's even better in this one than it was in The Crimson Moth. In The Crimson Moth, I was a little bit divided in my opinion on the romance or potential love interests. For this one, I firmly have my opinion and I am on board that ship, okay? Which feels good because I'm hoping this is going to be a happy ending. It's not happy at the moment, but I'm hoping we are going to get a happy ending. I'm loving it. I think the fact that it's YA just means that it's so easy to fly through. As I said, it is YA I think, but it's definitely upper YA because there are some themes or conversations around things that are appropriate for an older audience, I would say. But the writing is very YA, which I'm appreciating because it just means it's so easy to fly through. Also, like the writing on the page is pretty large as well, which is especially good when you're reading a hardback because I do not enjoy reading hardbacks, but at least I feel like I'm turning the page a lot, you know, that's good. I'm enjoying it and I'm pretty sure I will definitely get this book finished today. I mean, I'm about halfway through, so I do have a lot to read. How many pages is this book? It's 455 pages and I'm on page 235. So I'm over halfway. I'm just over halfway. I'm like 10 pages over halfway. So I still have a lot to get through and a lot to read, but I'm positive that I can make this work and I can at least finish this, and then that means we will have read 3 of the books in this last 9 days, which is not great, as I said, but it's better than I had been doing. And I think there's some other books that were on my TBR that I am going to go straight into after this, because I have another video idea that I'm going to start filming after this reading vlog, and that will involve at least some of the books that were on my TBR for April. So I will be getting around to more of them, just not in the month of April. Yeah, that is the plan. Also, I think I only have a few days left now at my parents' house because our bathroom is getting to the end of the process. So I am very excited to be able to move back in to our bathroom. Hopefully before too long. Not into our bathroom, into our house. I'm excited to move back into our house before too long, and life will just feel a little bit more back to normal again. Hopefully. I was just about to start editing this video and I realised I never actually finished it. I never told you that I finished this book or my thoughts on it, so please excuse my hair. I have not really dried it and it's half wet still and pretty frizzy. Let's just try and tuck it. I really enjoyed this. I loved The Crimson Moth. When I read that, I gave that 5 stars. This one was, for most of the way through, a 5-star. I will just say the end let me down a little bit in terms of the resolution of both the romance and the plot. I feel like the resolution was done so quickly when the conflicts and the issues were dragged out for so long in the book, and then it was just like really quickly resolved, and I just didn't feel like the payoff was amazing. I'm gonna give this 4.5 stars. I still absolutely loved it. I love this duology. I really recommend, if you haven't already read the Crimson Moth duology, go and read it. It's really good, really quick and easy to read, a really easy to understand fantasy world. The romance is really good, the characters are really good, and the setting is amazing. I think overall I would class it as a 5-star duology, but individually that second book is more 4.5 star than 5 star. That brings us to the end of this video, and I did not read the 9 books that were left on my TBR, but I knew that was a pipe dream. I'm happy with the 3 books I read because it has been a very busy end of the month. I actually enjoyed reading all of them. That's good because it means that I actually am probably out of my reading slump, especially because Wildside was not like a top book for me. What did I rate it? I think 3 stars. I would say it's a 3-star book. And for me, if I could enjoy my time reading a 3-star book, that means I'm out of reading slump. Because if I wasn't, then I would have just been struggling through it, and I didn't do that. So there we go, and I'm going to try my best not to be in this position at the end of May. I need to start focusing in on my monthly TBRs. So that's the plan. If you have made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to see you in my next video. Bye!